Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is September 12th, 2024 and Hansi Flick has called up two academy players to the first team training. Also, Deco has announced that Barcelona will be working hard these upcoming months on several contract renewals, and I'm gonna tell you who they are. And finally, Gavi. We have an approximation of when he could come back, and it's sooner than you expect. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. And before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the gift bag, goal kits, or fanatics. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. All links are down below in the description. Now, beginning this video with the news that Hansi Flick has called up two academy gems to first team trainings. And I'm gonna tell you who they are, starting with Guille Fernandez, the 16-year-old attacking midfielder, one of the most promising midfielders currently in the academy, has been called up by Hansi Flick to first team training, which of course is great news for the youngster because, as you know, these first team trainings are a great opportunity for these youngsters to showcase their talents and try to impress Hansi Flick and try to earn some minutes with the first team. So we'll see whether Guille Fernandez, who again is one of the most promising midfielders in the academy, could end up getting some minutes with the first team during this season. Now, as you know, Guille Fernandez has a cousin whose name is Tony Fernandez, who is an attacker, who's also from the academy, who's also an incredibly promising player. He was called up to training earlier this week. So it looks like both cousins, Tony and Guille Fernandez, have been training with the first team. Now, the second academy gem that has been called up by Hansi Flick is Alexis Olmedo, who's an 18-year-old center back who Hansi Flick called up in the place of Sergi Dominguez. As you know, Sergi Dominguez did participate with the first team before. However, he was injured during this week. So Hansi Flick has called up Alexis Olmedo to first team training to see whether, again, Olmedo can impress and get some first team minutes in La Liga like Guille and Tony Fernandez. Now, more news because Deco today confirmed that Barcelona's next objective is to renew several contracts, and I'm gonna tell you who these players are. Now, to start with, let's start with Deco's statements where he confirmed that the club are gonna be making renewals. He said, "I'm already working on next season. We have to make important renewals in the coming months." So Deco confirming that, again, Barcelona's main objective right now is to make several renewals, and Deco has already started working on these renewals. And I'm gonna tell you who are the players that Deco and the club are working on renewing, is starting, of course, with Pedri, whose contract expires in 2026. He is, of course, an incredibly important player, not just for the club, but also for Hansi Flick. And as such, Barcelona want to make sure that Pedri continues at the club for as long as possible, past his contract expiration of 2026. And as such, Barcelona have already begun negotiations to extend the contract of our young star. Now, the next player that Barcelona will be working on his renewal is Ronald Araujo, whose contract also expires in 2026. As you know, Barcelona want to extend the contract of Araujo. They want to increase his salary. In fact, they sent him an offer for a contract renewal several months ago. Araujo did not answer to that offer because he was upset with Xavi Hernandez. However, it's reported that the club are still going to try to extend the contract of Araujo because until Araujo says no, officially says no to the club, Barcelona are going to continue working on his renewal. And then, of course, if he does official no, then Barcelona will look to offload him in the summer transfer market. Now, the same case is with Frankie de Jong, whose contract also expires in 2026. who Barcelona have already sent him a contract renewal offer, who Frankie de Jong has also ignored because he has been very upset with the club since Matteo Alemany tried to offload him 2 summers ago to Manchester United. But again, Frankie de Jong has not officially said no to the club, and as such, Barcelona will continue working on his contract renewal until they officially get the no, and if they do, they'll look to offload him as well. And then there is Fermin Lopez, who, as I told you in the past, Barcelona want to extend his contract as well. Of course, Fermin Lopez just recently extended his contract, but Barcelona want to give him a better contract, a contract with a higher release clause, with a better salary, since he has a higher stature now after winning the Euros and Olympic gold with Spain, and of course after killing it last season. So Barcelona want to give him an improved contract, even though he just renewed most recently. And then there is Marc Bernal, who even though did suffer that very serious injury where he tore his ACL and had damage to his meniscus, and as a result had to undergo surgery. Barcelona still confirmed that they're still going to push through the renewal of Marc Bernal, because of course Barcelona view Bernal as the future pivot of FC Barcelona. Now there are 3 more contracts that Barcelona have to consider whether they need to renew or not. The first one is Robert Lewandowski, whose contract expires in 2026. So Barcelona are going to have to consider whether, or I'm sorry, not 2026, 2025. And as such, Barcelona have to think about whether they're going to want to renew the contract of Lewandowski or not, because on one hand, he has been coming in clutch with goals, but he is also 36 years old. Now, of course, Lewandowski does have a clause in his contract that automatically extends it by 1 more year if he plays a certain amount of matches. The other player is Íñigo Martínez, whose contract also expires in 2025, and Barcelona will also have to think on about whether they want to renew it or not. And just like Lewandowski, Íñigo does have a clause in his contract which automatically extends it by 1 more season if he plays a certain amount of match. And finally, there is Gerard Martin, who has become the official substitute of Alejandro Balde on the left-back position. His contract also expires in 2025, and Barcelona are going to have to decide whether they want to renew it or not. I don't see why Barcelona would not want to, especially since they do consider him as the natural left substitute for Alejandro Balde. Now, that's not the only players that Barcelona will be looking to extend the contract. There is one more, who is Gavi. But before we talk about his contract renewal, let's talk about the great news, because today Gavi officially joined the group in trainings, as I reported before. Of course, Gavi did suffer a tear to his ACL and some damage to his meniscus, which had him undergo surgery. He's been out for almost 10 months. He has been training on his own, but as I announced yesterday, Hansi Flick wanted to incorporate Gavi to training today, and well, that's exactly what happened today. Gavi joined the group today and trained with the group for the first time in over 10 months, which of course signals that Gavi is very close to his to finishing his recovery. And in fact, we now know when with Gavi, or when approximately can Gavi come back to action, and while they are reporting that he could be back after that FIFA international break, which is set to be played in October. Now, Barcelona will play the final match before the second FIFA international break on October 6th against Alaves. After that, they will go back to action on October 20th against Sevilla, and it's expected that Gavi could be back by that date. Of course, a few days later, Barcelona will play against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. We'll see if Gavi will be back by then. Of course, Barcelona are not looking to rush anything, and they're looking to take their time with Gavi's recovery. And speaking of Gavi, Barcelona are also pushing ahead with his contract renewal. Of course, Gavi did sign a contract renewal back in 2022. He extended it until 2026 with a €1 billion release clause. So Gavi will be entering his final year of contract next summer, and as such, Barcelona want to extend it, and they will be pushing through his contract extension. So it looks like Deco has a lot of work upcoming this month to try to renew the contracts of Pedri, Fermin, Bernal, Araujo, Frankie, Gavi, maybe Lewandowski, maybe Íñigo, and I'm guessing Gerard Martin. So lots of work for Deco, and hopefully he can succeed with at least most of these renewals. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did upload a video earlier, or a few moments ago, I should say. Don't forget to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.